Hi, good night, everyone. This is U.S. Immigration Attorney Sharifa Tharpe, and I am here live to take your U.S. immigration related questions. So if you're thinking about going through the process, you're going through the process, or if you even have been through the process and you have a question, go ahead. Now is your chance to put your questions in the comments right now. So I am going to be talking about applying for the green card when you're being mistreated by certain U.S. relatives and how to apply for it on your own if that's the case. However, keep in mind, I'm here for you. I'm here to answer your questions. So if you have a U.S. immigration question, go ahead and put those questions in the comments right now so that I can address your questions. I'm here every day. So I come on every single day with very few exceptions just to answer questions. And so if you're not following me, you can also go ahead and follow me. And as soon as I go live, you can go ahead and put your questions in the comments and I can go ahead and answer. In the meantime, I'm going to be talking about this topic right now. Now, the last video that I did was only you can save you, and so that is basically the theme here. Only you can save you when it comes on to getting the green card, especially where you're being mistreated, you're being subjected to extreme cruelty by a U.S. citizen or legal permanent resident spouse, or if you're under 25, a parent or a U.S. citizen, son or daughter who's 25 and up. So can an immigrant file for themselves? So Ratiga music, that is exactly one of the ways I'm talking about. Now, usually if you don't have any mistreatment, so no extreme cruelty, if you're not an asylum seeker, T or U visa holder, if you didn't enter the diversity visa program, then generally no, you'll have to qualify through employment, through other family members. However, in this case, so generally no, but under certain limited circumstances you can. Now, if you don't have status, so you're not a T or a U visa holder, then you wouldn't be able to qualify for the green card for yourself. Also, there are employment-based visas. So if you have extraordinary ability in your field, and you're well known in your field, you are known nationally or internationally, you've won awards, you have been selected by very selective organizations because of your talent, you are a high paying, you get more pay than the average because you're so talented in your field, you're respected. These could also qualify you to apply for what's called the Extraordinary Ability Green Card. So there are a few ways, but those are usually, you have to meet certain specific qualifications to be able to apply for those. But right now, what I am talking about is applying for the green card on your own if you do have a qualifying relative, so a U.S. citizen or legal permanent resident spouse. If you're under 25, a parent, or a U.S. citizen's son or daughter who's 21 and up, and they're mistreating you. They could be physically abusing you, or physical abuse is not absolutely required. It could also be verbal abuse. It could be emotional abuse, mental abuse, even financial abuse. If they're subjecting you to extreme cruelty, if they're being cruel to you, then this could qualify you to apply for the green card on your own. Hi there, sweet lips. It's nice to see you. Ari Solomon, can my aunt or uncle sponsor me to become a U.S. citizen? Unfortunately not. So can my half-sister file for me? We have proof of relationship. So yes, as long as you can show that you share a parent and you are sisters in that sense, she would be able to file for you. But keep in mind, she has to be a U.S. citizen. And also keep in mind that if you are here in the United States without your papers, it is not a quick and easy solution. This does take about 14 years at minimum if you're in the Caribbean. Hey, I'm from an E2 country. Can I buy land and start poultry business? If so, what's the process? So yes, as long as you are actively running your business in the United States, so if you have land and you have the poultry business and you bought the property to run the poultry business, absolutely. This could definitely be something for you. Now, keep in mind that to qualify, you already said you're from an E2 country. The business, if you're buying a business or if you have a stake in a business already, you have to make sure that you own at least 50% or somebody from the E2 country has 50% for it to also qualify as an E2 business. Now, if you would like specific information, now what you do is you apply for the visa, of course, and if you get it, you're able to come to the United States with that visa. You'll get the visa for a few years, and then after it expires, you could keep renewing it every 2 years as long as you continue to qualify. And you can also bring your spouse and family along with you, and they do not have to be E2 country citizens, but you do have to show that you or the business are you belong to the E2 country. You are welcome. So it's Jado. I am looking forward to hearing from you. Can I apply to become a U.S. citizen from the Caribbean? So Ari Solomon, it depends. So there are limited circumstances under which you may be able to apply. If, for example, you have a U.S. citizen spouse who is working outside of the United States, a military member who is outside of the United States, that may be a path to getting the citizenship. Now, I don't know if you already know, to go from, to get U.S. citizenship, you have to be a green card holder. So that would be what you'd have to apply for. So if you're living outside of the U.S., you've never been to the U.S., never lived in the U.S., you don't have a green card, you first have to get the green card before you can become a U.S. citizen. How can a college student get a green card? So you'd have to qualify like anybody else. You'd have to qualify through an employer. So if you're in college and you have recruiters who are really invested in their employees, and that recruiter is willing to sponsor you for the green card so that you can continue to work for them, that could be a potential avenue for you to get your green card, to go from student to green card holder. You can also qualify through family members. So if you have a U.S. citizen or legal permanent resident parent or spouse, or even a sibling, but keep in mind the sibling, it does take a while. You have to be invested in the process for a long time. But these are ways, or even a son or daughter who's 21 and up. So those are ways. And also the diversity visa. So you could go that route as well. So how can I apply? Ari, I usually, now I don't know if you're applying as a green card holder or not, but it all depends on, I don't have a U.S. spouse or anything. I just have aunts, uncles and stuff, or parents or siblings. So in this case, you would definitely schedule a consultation and let's talk more. It doesn't sound like you have ties through family member. There is a last ditch resort, and that is to apply through the diversity lottery. It's like a lottery for the green card. Every year around October, they open up the site for you to register, and if your number is selected, you can go on to get the green card. So that is one of the ways. Otherwise, if you really are serious about exploring your options to see if you have options or how you can, how you can look to the future for options, you can always schedule a consultation. You can go to the link in my bio, then go to the website where you can learn more about me, get the contact information, the number is there, and a contact form. My phone lines are open 24/7. However, there are scheduling coordinators who work Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. to schedule your consultations. Hi, long does the marriage green card renewal take? It's been 5 since my biometrics. So Guyanese gal, now in this case, when you're talking about the 2-year to a 10-year, it's supposed to take it takes about 18 months or more, 2 years, but however, it is backlogged right now, and so it is taking years. However, 5 years, if yours has been pending for 5 years, you need to check on the status of your case. Make sure that everything is still good to go with your case. It's so long, 14 years, exactly. If there's a change in the law, that could be different. How long does it take to file for a sister? About 14 years in the Caribbean. I'm actually living in the Caribbean still and want to migrate after the COVID. So Ari, definitely schedule a consultation. We can talk about whether you do have options. It doesn't sound like you have family ties. If you have an employer, maybe that could be an avenue, or the diversity lottery, as I said. How long does it take to get the work permit, married, green card? So now, if you are a U.S. citizen, if you're married to a U.S. citizen, you're applying for the marriage-based green card, and you do qualify for adjustment of status while you're in the United States. Right now, it's taking an average of 6 to 8 months to get it. No, it's been 5 months now waiting since the biometrics. So the biometrics is taking a while, Guyanese gal, unfortunately. And in some cases, if they already have your biometrics, they're reusing your old biometrics. So that may be something that you see come, is that I noticed that they will reuse it, but it all depends. 5 months, you're not alone. So many people are experiencing this, but make sure you follow up with them. Make sure they accepted your case. Make sure that they're not requesting additional information before they move forward with the biometrics appointment. So keep your questions coming, because I'm here to answer your U.S. immigration related questions. And why not take advantage of a U.S. immigration attorney being here now to answer your questions? So I am here every day as well. So if you don't have a question right now, but you know you'll have one in the future, go ahead and follow me. As soon as you see me go live, you can hop on with me and ask your questions, because that is exactly why I'm here, is to answer your U.S. immigration related questions. So let's see. So, well, the only family I have are aunts, uncles, cousins, and a grandmother in the U.S. So unfortunately, none of those would qualify you for the green card. So you will have to definitely look at other options, and the best way to do that, because it could take up to an hour to talk about all your different options. So schedule a consult, Ari, if you really would like to determine how to go about this. If you make mistakes on the application, will you be denied based on that? It depends on what type of mistakes you make, Riri babe. It's very important. Can't stress it enough. Get legal advice before you go through the process. And if you have made mistakes on your application and you're really concerned about them, make sure you schedule a consultation to determine how that can affect you. Also, get legal advice first before you even contact anybody, because you want to make sure that you're not making things worse. So depends on the mistakes that were made. Some may not be very major, just a quick typographical error that you could correct. You could submit a correction, or if it's something else, you can definitely get legal advice to make sure you are protected. Are you I am in Boca Raton, so I'm very close. So if you're around the corner and you want legal advice, you want to get representation through your immigration process, I can meet with you in person. However, keep in mind that I represent clients all over the country. I'm not limited by borders or state lines. I represent clients before immigration courts across the country, before USCIS offices all over the country, before US embassies all over the globe. So I do video and phone consults for those who are not close by, and I do in-person consults in both downtown Fort Lauderdale as well as Boca Raton for those who are here right around the corner from me and they want to see me in person. How much, ADLAM 22, how much is the filing fee? It depends, ADLAM, on what application you are referring to. So keep your questions coming. Adlam, you can go ahead and clarify. I used to live in Florida and have Scott as I moved to Ohio and my case is not going. So I'm so sorry about the delay. And what you can do is definitely speak with your attorney. You're represented. Just make sure that you touch base with your attorney to make sure that you see how you can get your case moving along. So keep your questions coming. I am here to answer your immigration questions. So put your questions in the comments now, or you can also put it in the Q&A option. I want to tell you a little more about me while I wait for your questions to come in, and then I'm also going to continue that very important. That is how to apply for the green card on your own. If you're in a situation where you have a relative who can apply for you for your green card, but they're not. So there are specific relatives, though I'm going to list those out, that they're not because they're mistreating you, or even if they're applying for you, but now your gut is telling you that they are going to sabotage your green card process, which I see a lot. You can also schedule a consultation and see if you qualify for this. Now, thank you so much for that gift. I definitely appreciate it. I am married to a U.S. citizen. I'm pregnant. He's having an affair and he's putting me out. What should I do? Tiffany, I cannot stress enough. This is a situation where you could qualify to apply for the green card on your own, get status, protect yourself so that you can move on and get out of this stressful situation. Call, schedule a consultation. Now, I'm going to go through this process so you understand it more. Now, if you're being mistreated by a U.S. citizen or legal permanent resident spouse, or if you're under 25, a parent, or even a citizen son or daughter 21 and up, this could be a path for you. In this case, you're being mistreated, straight up abused by your U.S. citizen spouse. And in that case, you could apply for yourself. So you would submit your applications along with the work permit. And then you would go through the process. About a few months in, you could get what's called a prima facie letter. That could help you to get benefits in the state that you're in. Those benefits could alleviate some of the financial difficulties you're going through. About 6 to 8 months later, you could get the work permit that could help you to get a job while you wait for the green card process. Thanks so much for the gift, George Goddess. And then afterwards, once it's approved, all being well, you would go to the adjustment of status interview. This process takes about 2 to 2.5 years, but it's well worth it when you're in a situation where your relative is not looking out for you. They're mistreating you. They're putting, in this case, putting you out and you're pregnant and having an affair. I'm so sorry you're going through this. And this is exactly the type of process that you should be looking at to see if you qualify. Schedule a consultation. We can talk to see if I can represent you through this process, should you qualify. Are you live every day, Sid Stewart? Yes, I am. I am live every day. Of course, you know, there are a few days where I maybe get too busy or there's something happens and I can't come on, but those are very few. I'm here most of the time. I don't have a time just because some days are busier than others. I don't want to commit to a specific time, but I am usually here at the end of the day, 7 days a week. So thanks for sharing the live. Is Bahamas an E2 country? No. So good afternoon. After biometrics for citizens, how long after is going to the interview? It varies. It depends on the service center. So what is the consultation fee and the filing fee? So my consultation fee is $150 to start. And in that, you really get confirmation whether you qualify, steps going forward, what you need to do, as well as any strategy that you can use during your process. The filing fee, now if you are doing adjustment of status, the minimum filing fee is going to be $1,225. And keep in mind that there is an attorney fee. However, I don't provide quotes here. I only do it in the consultation after I've confirmed that you qualify. But I do offer flat fees, all-inclusive fees that covers the entire duration of the process. Tiffany, is well worth it. It is worth it, and you deserve to get out of the situation and get help to do that properly. What is the cost for the filing fee for adjustment of status? It is $1,225. Now, I don't know what kind of adjustment of status process you're going through ADLAM, but if you're going through the family base, it's $1,225. How about if I can approve the officer was racist? I'm in citizenship appointment. So while that is a more complex process, there are ways to appeal a denial if there is an issue in your case. Schedule a consultation, but Mohammed, you have an attorney already. So I'm not even allowed to, based on the ethical rules, I'm not allowed to solicit you. What you do need to do is go to your attorney and speak to your attorney about those issues, because your attorney is the one that can give you the advice, and your attorney knows your case. So go to your attorney, make sure that you speak with your attorney about your concerns, and they can give you legal advice as to how to move forward with your case. Angelindra, hi, it's nice to see you. Thanks for joining in. So keep those questions coming, because I'm here to answer your questions. So why not take advantage of a U.S. immigration attorney being here to answer your immigration questions? I am here every day, 7 days a week, even on a Friday night, even on a Saturday night, even on a Sunday night. So follow me. If you may have questions in the future, you never know. And so if you feel like, or you just want to learn something new, now is the time to do that. Now, another thing, I just answered one of the questions about applying for the green card based on mistreatment. You can get a work permit. This is one of the areas that even if you're out of status, you can stay in the United States and still apply. You don't have to leave. You can get a work permit during the process. You can get a travel document during the process. And in addition to that, if you enter the country without your papers, and this is linked to the mistreatment, then you could still qualify to stay in the United States. You don't necessarily need a waiver for this process. So it could be a solution where you do have a U.S. family member, and they're mistreating you here. Now, who qualifies for this is if you have a U.S. citizen or legal permanent resident spouse, a parent, if you're under 25, or a citizen son or daughter is 21 and up. How about, so let me see, I have filed in my 10 years green card, still waiting for the letter. So I'm so sorry about that. Usually you could expect about 4 weeks to get that receipt notice, but I don't know what your situation is. So beyond general information, I can't give you any more insight really. Which state is most approval rate of asylum? So I don't have that information. So keep your questions coming, because I am here to answer your immigration questions. I'm finishing up the topic, which is about applying for the green card on your own. The theme here is only you can save you when you are in a situation where you're being mistreated by a U.S. qualifying relative who will they will sabotage your process. They're blackmailing you through your green card process. They're holding your status above you. or they're straight up abusing you. Even if they're willing to apply, wouldn't you want to save yourself, get out of that situation, or just gain some control? Sexy Ann 35, it's nice to see you. Hi, I'm married to a U.S. citizen. I'm here 2 months now, and she has been very disrespectful. So Aras Allen, once again, call, schedule a consultation. We'll talk, get more in depth. Disrespect can definitely equal to abuse, to mistreatment, to extreme cruelty. What I need to do is evaluate all your circumstances to determine whether you qualify to apply on your own. So good immigration lawyer in Philadelphia. So I don't have the name of one, but I am a good immigration attorney. I am an attorney that can help you. I represent clients all over the country when it comes on to federal immigration law. So you're free to call to schedule a consultation to see if you'd like me to represent you through your process. You can call 561-405-4889 and schedule a consultation. So I am done with the topic that I came to talk with and I talk about tonight. I don't see any further questions coming in. I see the questions have slowed down. So I am going to head out for the night. Have a good Saturday night. Now, I want to tell you how to get in touch with me. You can go to the link in my bio where you will get to the website. There's the phone number there. There's a contact number where you can call the phone lines. On weekends, it's after hours. But there is an after hours receptionist who's available to take your call 24/7. Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. There's a scheduling coordinator who will get back in touch with you and schedule your consultation. So my office is in Boca Raton, Florida. But as I said before, I represent clients all over the country. I'm very experienced in doing that, actually, all over the country and the world. So go ahead and contact me if you'd like to schedule a consultation. I would like to ask you a question. So user 919, go ahead. If I get your question before I leave, I will answer. If I don't get to answer your question tonight, so go ahead, put the question in quickly as I talk. But if I don't get to answer your question, I'm here every day. So just follow me, and as soon as you see me go live, you can ask your question. Now, the information I gave you here tonight is general information. It is not personal legal advice. And so if you want personal legal advice, make sure you avoid mistakes. Make sure that you are protected in your process. Make sure that you get legal advice. Make sure that you qualify for what you're thinking about applying for. Make sure that you qualify for what you currently are applying for. Make sure that, if you just want to make sure that you have the information you need to successfully complete your process, go ahead, schedule a consultation and get personal legal advice. Sexy Ann, thanks so much. I wish you a good weekend as well. I'm from Trinidad. Past my 6 months, would I be able to enter the U.S.? And so I don't know what you mean by you've passed the 6 months. Now, if you've overstayed, then you want to make sure that you get legal advice about the consequences of that. I'm unable to pay for the extension due to borders being closed. So in the case that you've overstayed, you are in danger of possibly losing your visa in the future, because the best way to protect yourself against that is to apply for the extension. The extension, you can apply for the extension. Now, I don't know where you're from, Trinidad, but usually there is a way to apply for the extension at the USCIS. So get legal advice to determine what are the risks involved, what are the consequences as a result of the overstay. If you overstay over 180 days, there is a 3-year bar once you leave the United States. So user 919, okay, so you're back in Trinidad. And so usually if you pass 6 months and you didn't apply for the extension, generally speaking, there is usually an automatic 3-year bar. So user 919, schedule a consultation and talk about the consequences. So user 919, the information I'm giving you is general. So it's not specific to you, it's general information. What you can do is schedule a personal consultation if you would like to really sit down and delve into what the immigration consequences could be. Okay, so you are welcome, everyone. Have a good night. I am here every night, so if you want, you see me tomorrow, come on, start putting your questions in. It's really been a pleasure. This has been all great questions. So I will be back to answer some more of your questions. I hope I also gave you valuable information, and I hope to help those of you who are in this situation right now. Have a good one. Bye.